Hey, Chiefs Kingdom! Welcome back to the channel. The Kansas City Chiefs are coming off a crushing 40-22 Super Bowl 59 loss to the Eagles, ending their three-peat dreams. But with Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and a retooled roster, they're already gearing up for a 2025 redemption run. Today, we're breaking down the Chiefs' off-season moves and how they could shape the 2025 season. Will they reclaim the Lombardi Trophy? Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's dive in. The Chiefs went 15-2 in 2024, won their 9th straight AFC West title, and reached their 3rd consecutive Super Bowl. But that 25.6% pressure rate and number 700-yard receiver exposed weaknesses. General Manager Brett Veach didn't sit still. Let's unpack the moves that could define their 2025 campaign. First up, the offensive line. The Chiefs allowed 47 sacks in 2024, worst in the Mahomes era. Left tackle was a revolving door with Kingsley Suamataia, Wanya Morris, and DJ Humphrey struggling, per ESPN. Enter Josh Simmons, their first-round pick from Ohio State, with a 0.7% college pressure rate, and free agent Jalen Moore, signed for $30 million over 2 years from the 49ers, with a 5.8% pressure rate, per Arrowhead Pride. These additions could cut sacks to 35, boosting Mahomes' 7.1 yards per attempt to 8.0, per PFF projections. But here's the catch. Trading Joe Thuney to Chicago for a 2026 fourth-rounder leaves a hole at left guard. Mike Caliendo and rookie Hunter Nerzad are battling to start, with Caliendo's 74.6 PFF grade giving him an edge. If Simmons and Moore gel, Mahomes could throw for 4,500 yards, per The Athletic. But an unproven left guard could spell trouble against pass rushers like Max Crosby. The Chiefs' passing game lacked a true WR1 in 2024, with no receiver cracking 700 yards. DeAndre Hopkins' mid-season trade fizzled in the playoffs, 3 catches for 29 yards, leading to his $6 million move to Baltimore, per The Athletic. The Chiefs countered by re-signing Marquise Hollywood Brown to a 1-year, $11 million deal and drafting Jalen Royals, a speedster from Utah State, per Chiefs.com. Xavier Worthy, who led with 638 yards as a rookie, and Rashee Rice, recovering from a 2024 knee injury, return as starters. Brown's 141 yards in 5 2024 games disappointed, but his 4.4 speed could stretch defenses, opening underneath routes for Travis Kelce, who's back despite a career-low 8.5 yards per catch, per ESPN stats. Royals college tape, 1,193 yards, 15 TDs, suggests big play potential, per Arrowhead Pride. If Worthy and Rice combine for 1,800 yards, as PFF projects, and Brown hits 800, the Chiefs could rank top 5 in passing yards. But Kelce's age, 35 decline, and Brown's injury history are red flags. Defensively, the Chiefs ranked 4th in points allowed, 19.2 per game, in 2024, but losing L'Jarius Sneed, traded to Tennessee, and Justin Reed, $31.5 million to New Orleans, hurts the secondary, per ESPN. GM Brett Veach signed CB Christian Fulton for $20 million over 2 years, with a 5.9% completion rate allowed, and drafted LB Jeff Bassa, a versatile playmaker, per Chiefs.com. Fulton pairs with All-Pro Trent McDuffie, who had 3 INTs in 2024, while Jaden Hicks and Shamari Connor replace Reed at safety, per The Athletic. Up front, Jerry Tillery's $2.5 million deal adds depth to Chris Jones' 8.5 sacks, and rookie DT Omar Normanlott bolsters a line with 49 sacks, per PFF. Nick Bolton's 3-year extension, 106 tackles, anchors the linebacker core, but losing Sneed's 14 passes defended could push the secondary's 6.7 yards per attempt to 7.0, per ESPN stats. If McDuffie and Fulton lock down WRs and Bassa adds 80 tackles, the defense could stay top 5, per CBS Sports. Isaiah Pacheco's 1,149 yards and 4.6 yards per carry powered a top 12 run game in 2024, but a fractured fibula raised concerns, per Yahoo Sports. The Chiefs signed Elijah Mitchell from the 49ers for $2 million and drafted Brashard Smith, a 4.8 yards per carry back, per Chiefs.com. Mitchell's 4.7 yards per carry offers insurance, while Smith's versatility fits Reed's RPO-heavy scheme, 7 RPO TDs in 2024, per PFF. Kareem Hunt's free agency exit leaves Pacheco as RB1, but Mitchell could steal third-down snaps if Pacheco's recovery lags, per The Athletic. A healthy Pacheco projecting 1,300 yards keeps the offense balanced, but depth ensures a 4.5 yards per carry floor, per ESPN stats. With just $12 million in cap space, per Arrowhead Pride, the Chiefs got creative. Restructuring Mahomes' $450 million deal and Chris Jones' contract freed $49.4 million, per Spotrac, but Mahomes' 2025 cap hit rose by $5.4 million, per ex-posts from @_ML Football. Franchise tagging Trey Smith at $23.4 million secured the right guard, but no long-term deal risks a 2026 exit, per The Athletic. Losing Thuney and Snead saved $16 million but weakened key spots, and Kelsey's $20 million cap hit at age 35 raises retirement questions, per Yahoo Sports. The Chiefs plus 600 Super Bowl odds, co-favorites with the Eagles, reflect faith in Mahomes' 17-3 playoff record, but an 11-6 projection cites secondary depth and left guard concerns, per ESPN BET. So, how do these moves shape 2025? The revamped line, Simmons, Moore, and Caliendo, could make the Chiefs' offense top 5 in EPA per play, per PFF, letting Mahomes dice up defenses like Baltimore's, 452 yards in 2024. Worthy, Rice, and Brown give Reed's 33.9% 12 personnel sets more pop, projecting 4,200 passing yards, per The Athletic. Defensively, Fulton and Bassa keep Spagnuolo's unit elite, potentially holding opponents to 20 points per game, per CBS Sports. Pacheco and Mitchell ensure a 1,500-yard run game, balancing Reed's attack. But risks linger, a 6.5% sack rate, per ESPN, and a 7.0 yards per attempt secondary could falter against Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. The Chiefs' schedule, facing the Eagles, Ravens, and Lions, demands perfection, per Fox Sports. Chiefs Kingdom, the 2025 season hinges on these moves. Simmons and Moore must protect Mahomes, Worthy and Rice need to step up, and the defense has to gel without Snead. With Mahomes' 0.48 EPA per play and Reed's genius, I'm predicting 11-6, a 10th straight AFC West title and an AFC championship run, but a Super Bowl win feels like a 25% shot, per ESPN BET. What do you think? Can the Chiefs go back-to-back? Drop your predictions in the comments, hit that notification bell, and check out our Chiefs training camp breakdown linked below. Until next time, stay loud, Chiefs Kingdom. Subscribe, like, comment, Chiefs Kingdom. What's good, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to the channel. The Kansas City Chiefs are fresh off a 15-2 season, 3 straight AFC titles, and a heartbreaking 40-22 Super Bowl 59 loss to the Eagles. With Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and a revamped roster, they're locked in for a 2025 redemption run. Today, we're diving deep into the Chiefs' current down key players, new faces, and future prospects that could shape their quest for Super Bowl 60. Will they finally pull off that historic three-peat? Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get to it. The Chiefs' 2024 roster was a juggernaut, 3rd Super Bowl win in 5 years, 9th straight AFC West crown. But a shaky O-line, number 700-yard receiver, and secondary losses exposed cracks, per ESPN. With $12 million in cap space, per Arrowhead Pride, GM Brett Veach made bold moves. Let's analyze the roster and what's next. The Chiefs' offense, led by Mahomes, remains elite despite 2024's 7.1 yards per attempt, his lowest as a starter, per PFF. Here's the backbone. Patrick Mahomes, QB, the 3-time Super Bowl MVP, threw for 3,928 yards, 26 TDs, and 11 INTs in 2024, with 307 rushing yards, per Fox Sports. His 0.48 EPA per play against single-high coverage led the NFL, per Next Gen Stats. At 29, Mahomes is refining his deep ball, 26.1% completion rate last year, to hit 4,500 yards, per The Athletic. His $450 million deal, restructured to free $49.4 million, keeps the roster flexible, per Spotrac. Travis Kelce, TE at 35, Kelce had 97 catches for 823 yards but a career-low 8.5 yards per catch, sparking retirement talk, per BBC Sport. His $20 million cap hit and camp comments about one more run suggest 2025 could be his last, per Yahoo Sports. Noah Gray, 29 catches, and rookie Jake Briningstool are potential heirs, but replacing a legend is tough, per Marca. Isaiah Pacheco, RB Pacheco's 1,149 yards and 4.6 yards per carry ranked 10th, per ESPN. A 2024 fibula injury raises durability concerns, but his 65.4% success rate against stacked boxes fits Reed's scheme, per next-gen stats. Elijah Mitchell, $2 million deal, 4.7 yards per carry, and rookie Brashard Smith, 4.8 college yards, add depth, projecting a 1,500-yard backfield, per Chiefs.com. The offense's future hinges on Mahomes' MVP ceiling and Pacheco's health, but Kelsey's potential exit looms large. Ex-fans like at MahomieSZN are hyped for Mahomes' deep shots, but at Mark Henry Jr. NFL worries about TE succession. No Chiefs receiver hit 700 yards in 2024, a glaring weakness, per The Athletic. Veach reloaded without breaking the bank. Xavier Worthy, WR the 2024 first-rounder led with 638 yards and 5 TDs, shining in the AFC Championship, 85 yards, per ESPN. His 4.21 40-yard dash stretches defenses, and camp reps with Mahomes signal a 1,000-yard jump, per Kansascity.com. Rashee Rice, WR pre-injury, Rice had 24 catches in 2024, building on his 938-yard rookie year. A potential 2 to 4 game suspension from a 2024 car crash looms, per Arrowhead Pride, but his 7.2 yards after catch could pair with Worthy for 1,800 combined yards, per PFF. Marquise Hollywood Brown, WR re-signed for $11 million. Brown's 141 yards in 5 2024 games disappointed, but his 4.4 speed complements reads 33.9% 12 personnel sets, per ESPN stats. A 700-yard season is the goal, per Chiefs.com. Jalen Royals, WR the fourth-round picks 1,193 college yards and 15 TDs add depth, likely as a kick returner initially, per ESPN. Depth pieces, JuJu Smith-Schuster, re-signed, Sky Moore, 494 career yards, and Nico Remigio, returner, fight for scraps, but Moore's camp buzz, per at Matt Connor AA, hints at a 400-yard breakout, per Arrowhead Pride. The WR group's youth, Worthy and Rice under 25, sets a high ceiling, but Brown's inconsistency and Rice's suspension risk a slow start. X's at KC Sports Network calls the duo future stars, but at HBT Chiefs wants a true WR1 via the draft. The O-line's 47 sacks and 25.6% pressure rate in Super Bowl 59 were brutal, per CBS Sports. Veach overhauled the unit. Creed Humphrey, see the three-time Pro Bowler's 1.2% pressure rate and 82.4 PFF grade anchor the line, per next-gen stats. His pre-snap calls, 22.1% protection adjustments, are vital, per Chiefs.com. Trey Smith, RG franchise tagged at $23.4 million. Smith's 79.8 PFF grade and 2 sacks allowed ensure stability, per Spotrac. Jawan Taylor, RT Taylor's 72.6 PFF grade and 3 sacks allowed are solid, but 12 penalties, NFL high, must drop, per ESPN stats. Josh Simmons, LT the number 31 picks 0.7% college pressure rate could lock down left tackle, though a torn patella recovery is a concern, per ESPN. Reed expects him in camp, per Chiefs.com. Jalen Moore, LT signed for $30 million. Moore's 5.8% pressure rate and 16 starts offer a veteran bridge, per Arrowhead Pride. Left guard battle, Thuney's trade leaves Mike Caliendo, 74.6 PFF grade, and rookie Hunter Nerzad, 68.4 college PFF grade, competing, per The Athletic. Caliendo's edge projects a 3.5% pressure rate, per ESPN stats. Depth players like Kingsley Swamataya, Wanya Morris, and Chukwuebuka Godric, international exemption, are unproven, with a 15.4% combined pressure rate, per PFF. The line could rank top 10, cutting sacks to 35, per ESPN, but inexperience risks a 6.5% sack rate against rushers like Joey Bosa, per at Read Option KC. Spagnuolo's defense ranked 4th in points allowed, 19.2, and 2nd in sacks, 49, in 2024, per Pro Football Reference. Losses sting, but new blood keeps it elite. Chris Jones, DT the 5-time Pro Bowler had 8.5 sacks and 28 pressures, per CBS Sports. At 31, his restructured deal frees cap space, per Spotrac. Trent McDuffie, CB the All-Pros 3 INTs and 5.9% completion rate allowed make him a top 5 CB. Nick Bolton, LB re-signed for 3 years. Bolton's 106 tackles and 78.2 PFF grade anchor the middle, per Arrowhead Pride. George Karlaftis, DE. His 8 sacks led the team, but the edge group, Mike Dana, Felix Anyudike-Uzomah, needs more, per ESPN. Snead's trade and Reed's exit to New Orleans hurt, with the secondary allowing 6.7 yards per attempt, per PFF. Christian Fulton, $20 million, 5.9% completion rate allowed, and Noel Williams, third-rounder, special teams upside, add depth, per at NFL_30F. Shamari Connor and Jaden Hicks step up at safety, but inexperience could push yards per attempt to 7.0, per ESPN stats. The 2025 draft and undrafted signings, per Arrowhead Pride, focus on youth and depth. Jeff Bassa, LB, 5th round. His 4.5 tackles for loss in college add versatility to Spagnuolo's 4-3, likely on special teams initially, per Chiefs.com. A 80 tackle season is possible, per at NFL_DF. Omar Normanlott, DT, 2nd round. With Tershawn Wharton and Derek Nady gone, Normanlott's disruptive potential complements Jones, per ESPN. Ashton Gillette, DE, 3rd round. His college pass rush traits could yield 3 to 4 sacks as a rotational edge, per PFF. Brashard Smith, RB, 7th round. His 4.8 yards per carry and return skills add backfield spark, per Arrowhead Pride. UDFA's, WR Elijah Badger, TE Jake Briningstool, and P. Eddie Zaplicki headline a group with special teams upside, per Chiefs.com. Badger's 792 college yards could earn WR 6 snaps, per at Matt Connor AA. Future prospects shine with Worthy, Rice, Simmons, and McDuffie, all under 25, locking in a high ceiling through 2030, per The Athletic. But Kelsey's potential retirement and only one DT, Jones, under contract for 2026 demand 2026 draft focus on TE and DT, per Marca. The Chiefs roster screams contender. Mahomes' 17-3 playoff record, a top 10 O-line projection, 35 sacks, and a 4th-ranked defense, 19.2 points allowed, per ESPN BET. Their plus 600 Super Bowl odds tie the Eagles, with an 11.5 win total, per Yahoo Sports. Strengths include Mahomes' 4,500-yard potential with Worthy and Rice, per PFF. Humphrey and Smith's elite interior line, per Next Gen Stats. Spagnuolo's 49-sack defense, led by Jones and McDuffie, per Pro Football Reference. Weaknesses: left guard inexperience, secondary depth, 6.7 yards per attempt, and Kelsey's age, could falter against Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen, per The Athletic. A brutal schedule: Eagles, Ravens, Lions, and no three-peat precedent, per SI, cap their Super Bowl odds at 25%, per Fox Sports. X's at Truman Chief predicts 11-6 and an AFC title game, but at Jeff Schwartz sees a transition year if Kelsey retires. Chiefs Kingdom: this roster is stacked but not perfect. Simmons and Moore fix the line, Worthy and Rice elevate the pass game, and McDuffie anchors a top 5 defense. But Kelsey's future, left guard battles, and a tough AFC make a three-peat tough. I'm calling 11-6, a 10th straight AFC West title, and a deep playoff run. Maybe an AFC championship loss to the Ravens. What's your take? Can Mahomes and Reed defy history? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that notification bell, and check our Chiefs training camp video linked below. Stay loud, Chiefs Kingdom. Subscribe, like, comment, #Chiefs Kingdom. Yo, Chiefs Kingdom, what's good? Welcome back to the channel. The Kansas City Chiefs are coming off a 15-2 season, 3 straight AFC championships, and their 3rd Super Bowl win in 5 years. Talk about a dynasty. But that 40-22 Super Bowl 59 loss to the Eagles stung, and now they're hungry for redemption in 2025. Everyone knows the superstars: Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones. But today, we're shining a light on the unsung heroes, the underrated players who could make or break Kansas City's shot at Super Bowl 60. These guys don't always get the headlines, but they're the glue for a championship team. So, grab your Chiefs gear, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive into the players who'll make a difference in 2025. The Chiefs roster is stacked, but it's the under-the-radar contributors who often swing big games. With plus 600 Super Bowl odds, tied with the Eagles per ESPN BET, every role matters. Let's start with the defense, where 2 anchors are ready to dominate. First up, the heart of the Chiefs' D-line. We're talking about Chris Jones and George Karlaftis, not Frank Clark, who hasn't been with the Chiefs since 2022, per ESPN. These guys are the real deal, and here's why they're underrated game changers. Chris Jones, DT. Yeah, Jones is a 5-time Pro Bowler, but he's still not getting enough love as the NFL's best interior defender. In 2024, he racked up 8.5 sacks, 28 pressures, and a 92.1 PFF grade, holding Saquon Barkley to 57 yards in Super Bowl 59, per CBS Sports. His ability to collapse pockets, drawing double teams on 31.2% of snaps, per Next Gen Stats, forces QBs like Lamar Jackson into mistakes. Jones' leadership, mentoring rookies like Omar Normanlott, and his restructured deal freeing $49.4 million per Spotrac make him the defense's soul. Without his 3.1% pressure rate, the Chiefs' 49 sacks, second in NFL, don't happen, per Pro Football Reference. X's at RealMN Chiefs fan calls him the ultimate disruptor. George Karlaftis, D.E. Karlaftis quietly led the Chiefs with 8 sacks in 2024, adding 22 pressures and a 78.9 PFF grade, per ESPN Stats. His relentless motor, playing 82% of snaps, wrecks game plans, like when he forced a fumble against Josh Allen in the AFC Championship, per The Athletic. Karlaftis' versatility, sliding inside on nickel packages, 63.2% of snaps, complements Steve Spagnuolo's 4th-ranked scoring defense, 19.2 points per game. At 24, his growth into a double-digit sack guy could elevate the D to top 3 per PFF. Fans on X, like at Matt Connor AA, these two set the tone, disrupting QBs and opening lanes for Trent McDuffie's 3 INTs. If Jones and Karlaftis combine for 20 sacks, the Chiefs could hold foes to 18 points per game, per ESPN projections. Now, let's flip to the offense, where one receiver could be the Chiefs' secret weapon, Kadarius Toney. This guy's explosive, and he's flying under the radar. Kadarius Toney, W.R. Toney's had a rocky road, 171 yards, 4 drops in 2024, per ESPN Stats, but his 4.3 40-yard dash and playmaking scream breakout potential. Remember his 65-yard punt return and 5-yard TD catch in Super Bowl 57? That's the Toney we're talking about. In camp, Reed praised his crisp routes, per Chiefs.com, and Mahomes' Texas passing camp built chemistry, per Arrowhead Pride. Toney's competing for the WR 3-4 spot behind Xavier Worthy, 638 yards, and Rashee Rice, 24 catches pre-injury, but his 7.2 yards after catch and jet motion usage in Reed's 12.1% RPO sets could unlock big plays, per Next Gen Stats. If Toney cuts drops to 2 and hits 500 yards, he's a perfect complement to Mahomes' 0.48 EPA per play, per PFF. X's at KC Sports Network says, Toney's one highlight away from stealing the show, but at HBT Chiefs worries about his hands. Toney's speed and wiggle give Mahomes a wild card, stretching defenses thin and boosting the 44.7% red zone TD rate to 48%, per ESPN Stats. A 600-yard, 4 TD season could make him this year's breakout star. Section 3, Special Team Specialists, 4 o'clock. Clips of Butker's game winners, long FGs. Don't sleep on special teams, where Harrison Butker is the Chiefs' clutch king. This guy's leg is a weapon, and he's ready to swing games in 2025. Harrison Butker, K. Butker's one of the NFL's best, nailing 94.7% of field goals, 36/38, and 98.2% of PATs, 55/56, in 2024, per Pro Football Reference. His 54-yard game winner against Cincinnati in Week 2 and 51-yarder to force overtime in Super Bowl 58 prove he's money in crunch time, per ESPN. Butker's 67.4% touchback rate on kickoffs, per Next Gen Stats, limits return yards, critical under the NFL's new kickoff rules, per The Athletic. In high-pressure playoff games, his 4-for-4 postseason FG record since 2022, per CBS Sports, is a difference-maker. With the Chiefs' 11 one-score wins in 2024, per StatMuse, Butker's reliability could flip a 3-point loss to a win against teams like the Ravens. X's at Jacob71 calls him automatic, but at Jeff Schwartz notes his 0-4-2 from 50-plus in 2024 as a minor concern. Butker's consistency, 94.1% career FG rate, gives Reed confidence to play aggressive, knowing a 48-yarder is in the bag, per Chiefs.com. He's the unsung hero who could decide a tight AFC championship. Let's wrap this up, Chiefs Kingdom. Chris Jones and George Karlaftis are the defensive anchors, collapsing pockets and setting up Spagnuolo's fourth-ranked defense to dominate. Kadarius Toney's big play spark could ignite Mahomes' offense, pushing the passing game to 4,200 yards per PFF. And Harrison Butker's golden leg ensures no close game is out of reach. These underrated studs, paired with Mahomes' 17-3 playoff record and Reid's genius, make the Chiefs legit contenders for Super Bowl 60, with plus 600 odds per ESPN BET. But it's not all smooth sailing. The O-line's inexperience, new LT Josh Simmons and LG Mike Caliendo, risks a 6.5% sack rate per ESPN stats. The secondary, without Snead, could allow 7.0 yards per attempt per PFF. Still, I'm confident Kansas City goes 11-6, wins a 10th straight AFC West title, and makes the AFC Championship. Jones hitting 10 sacks, Toney grabbing 500 yards, and Butker going 95% on FGs could push them to the Super Bowl, but a 25% chance, per Fox Sports, means the Ravens or Eagles might edge them out. What do you think, Chiefs Kingdom? Can these unsung heroes carry KC back to the top? Drop your predictions in the comments. Who's your dark horse star for 2025? Smash that notification bell, check out our Chiefs roster breakdown linked below, and let's keep the vibes high. Subscribe, like, comment, hashtag Chiefs Kingdom. What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to the channel. The Kansas City Chiefs are reloading after a 15-2 season and a brutal 40-22 Super Bowl 59 loss to the Eagles. With 3 Super Bowl wins in 5 years, Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are still the NFL's gold standard, but 2024's red zone struggles and a shaky O-line exposed cracks. Enter 2025, and the Chiefs are rolling out a new offensive strategy to reclaim the Lombardi Trophy. Today, we're breaking down this shift, its impact on Mahomes, the running backs, and tight ends, plus the strengths, weaknesses, and early buzz from camp. Will this new approach spark a 4th Super Bowl run? Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's dive into the Chiefs' new offensive game plan. The Chiefs' 2024 offense ranked 9th in yards, 351.2 per game, but struggled in the red zone, converting just 38.9% of trips into TDs, 29th in the NFL, per The Athletic. A 25.6% pressure rate and number 700-yard receiver didn't help, per ESPN. With Reid and offensive coordinator Matt Nagy back, the Chiefs are tweaking their attack to balance explosiveness with efficiency. Let's unpack the shift. The Chiefs' 2024 red zone woes, 7 TDs in 18 trips through Week 5, stem from penalties, Jawan Taylor's holding, Creed Humphrey's rare flag, and drops, JuJu Smith-Schuster's goal line flub, per The Athletic. Mahomes' 25 red zone passes and 1 tight window attempt, per next-gen stats, showed caution, not aggression, per Kansascity.com. Super Bowl 59 was the wake-up call, 23 first-half yards, 6 sacks, and a pick-six, per The Guardian. Reid's response? A more balanced attack leaning on the run and short passes to counter aggressive fronts like Philly's. Nagy's influence. Matt Nagy, in his second year as OC after Eric Bieniemy's 2023 exit, preaches discipline over flash, per Chiefs.com. His 2024 mantra, no turnovers, smart field. Yo, Chiefs Kingdom, welcome back to the channel. The Kansas City Chiefs are gearing up for 2025 after a 15-2 season and a tough 40-22 Super Bowl 59 loss to the Eagles. With Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and a stacked roster, they're still the team to beat, boasting plus 600 Super Bowl odds, per ESPN BET. But the NFL's shaking things up with new rules for 2025, and these changes could reshape the Chiefs' game plan. Today, we're diving into how these rules impact Kansas City's high-octane offense, gritty defense, and clutch special teams. Will the new landscape propel the Chiefs to Super Bowl 60, or throw a wrench in their dynasty? Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and let's break down the impact of the 2025 NFL rule changes on the Chiefs' strategy. The NFL's 2025 rule changes, approved at the annual meeting, aim to boost excitement and offense, per Yahoo Sports. From kickoff tweaks to overtime shifts, these rules will force every team, including the Chiefs, to adapt. Let's start with the big picture. The NFL's 2025 rule changes are designed to juice up scoring and keep games competitive. Here are the key updates, per NFL Football Operations. Dynamic kickoff made permanent. The 2024 trial aligned players closer to reduce speed and promote returns, with touchbacks now at the 35-yard line, up from 30, per AP News. The NFL expects a 60 to 70% return rate, up from 33% per ESPN. Regular season overtime shift. Both teams get a possession in regular season OT, mirroring playoff rules, with a 10-minute cap leading to ties, per Yahoo Sports. This stems from the Chiefs' 2022 OT win over Buffalo, where the Bills didn't touch the ball, per Yahoo Sports. Hawkeye for first downs. Sony's 8K cameras replace chain gangs, measuring first downs in 30 seconds, saving 40 seconds per play, per Yahoo Sports. Expanded replay assistance. Instant Replay now advises officials on objective play aspects, e.g., ball placement, with clear evidence, per PhiladelphiaEagles.com. Offensive boost. The overtime rule encourages aggressive play calling, as teams know they'll get a shot, per Yahoo Sports. Hawkeye's precision could extend drives by ensuring accurate spots, favoring pass-heavy teams like the Chiefs, 351.2 yards per game, per PFF. The kickoff change gives offenses better field position, with touchbacks at the 35, per AP News. Defensive implications. Quicker possessions from kickoff returns demand tighter pass coverage, as offenses start closer to midfield, per ESPN's Kevin Seifert. The overtime shift pressures defenses to stop early scores, impacting rush schemes against mobile QBs like Jalen Hurts, per Yahoo Sports. These rules tilt the game toward offense, challenging defenses to adapt fast. The Chiefs' offense, ranked 9th in yards, 351.2 per game, thrives on Mahomes' magic, but 2024's 38.9% red zone TD rate, 29th, and 47 sacks showed flaws, per The Athletic. The new rules could supercharge their attack. Mahomes' playmaking. The overtime rule lets Mahomes, with a 17-3 playoff record, exploit guaranteed possessions, per ESPN stats. His 0.48 EPA per play in single high coverage, per Next Gen Stats, loves quick strike plays, and Hawkeye's precise spots could extend drives, crucial after 23 first-half yards in Super Bowl 59, per CBS Sports. Expect Reed to dial up more play action, 22.4% of dropbacks, and RPOs, 12.1% of plays, per PFF, to leverage Mahomes' 307 rushing yards. Mahomes told Chiefs.com, "These rules let us stay aggressive, projecting 4,200 yards, per The Athletic." Scheme adjustments. Reed's adding misdirection and 12 personnel sets, 33.9% of snaps, to exploit the kickoff rule's better field position, per ESPN stats. With LT Josh Simmons, 0.7% pressure rate, and LG Jalen Moore, 5.8%, the line could cut sacks to 35, per ESPN projections, freeing Mahomes for deep shots to Xavier Worthy, 4.21 40-yard dash, and Rashee Rice, 7.2 yards after catch, per Arrowhead Pride. Creative formations, like direct snaps to Kelsey or jet motion with Kadarius Toney, could boost the 44.7% red zone TD rate to 50%, per PFF. X's at KC Sports Network predicts Worthy burning secondaries with extra field. Running game balance. The Chiefs' 4.7 yards per carry, 12th, gets a lift from touchbacks at the 35, shortening fields, per AP News. Isaiah Pacheco, 1,149 yards, and Elijah Mitchell, 4.7 yards per carry, could hit 1,500 combined yards in Nagy's zone-heavy scheme, per Chiefs.com. Nagy told SI, "We're pounding the rock to set up the pass, eyeing 30% run plays, up from 27.8%, per Next Gen Stats." This balance could reduce Mahomes' 11 INTs, per at Jacobs 71. The rules amplify Mahomes' improvisational genius and push a more balanced attack, but Rice's potential 2 to 4 game suspension, 2024 car crash, could slow early momentum, per Arrowhead Pride. Steve Spagnuolo's defense ranked 4th in points allowed, 19.2, and 2nd in sacks, 49, in 2024, per Pro Football Reference, but losing L'Jarius Sneed, 14 passes defended, and Justin Reed Hurts, per ESPN. The new rules bring challenges and openings. Challenges. The kickoff rule's 60 to 70% return rate means shorter fields, pressuring the Chiefs' 6.7 yards per attempt secondary, per PFF. Quick passes from QBs like Josh Allen, 4,306 yards, exploit the 58.7% zone coverage, per Next Gen Stats. Overtime's guaranteed possessions force Spagnuolo to blitz less, 28.4% rate, against mobile QBs like Lamar Jackson, per ESPN Stats, risking longer drives. Christian Fulton, 5.9% completion rate allowed, and rookie Noel Williams must step up, per Chiefs.com, or yards per attempt could hit 7.0 per at RealMN Chiefs fan. Defensive adjustments. Spagnuolo's tweaking his rush scheme, using Chris Jones, 8.5 sacks, and George Karlaftis, 8 sacks, in stunts to disrupt quick throws, per The Athletic. Trent McDuffie's 3 INTs and 5.9% completion rate allowed, per PFF, anchor man coverage bumps, up from 41.3%, countering short windows. Rookie LB Jeff Bass's speed could limit YAC, targeting 80 tackles, per Arrowhead Pride. Spags told Chiefs.com, "We're tightening coverage to force mistakes." Turnover opportunities. Quicker passes increase INT chances, as Mahomes' 11 picks in 2024 show, per Fox Sports. McDuffie and Shamari Connor, 4 pass breakups, could hit 5 combined INTs, per ESPN projections, especially with Hawkeye ensuring accurate catch rulings, per Yahoo Sports. X's at Matt Connor AAC's, McDuffie feasting on rushed throws. The defense faces pressure but could thrive by forcing turnovers if Fulton and Hicks gel. The Chiefs' special teams, led by Dave Tubb, are clutch, with Harrison Butker's 94.7% FG rate and Nico Remigio's 28.4 yards per kick return, per Pro Football Reference. The kickoff rule shakes things up. Kick return impact. The dynamic kickoff's 60 to 70% return rate, per ESPN, puts Remigio, Carson Steele, 27.6 yards per return, and rookie Jalen Royals in the spotlight, per Yardbarker. Touchbacks at the 35 incentivize returns, giving Mahomes better starting field position, average 32-yard line versus 30, per AP News. Tubbs' unit, with a 10.2-yard return average, could gain 12 to 15 yards per return, per PFF, flipping field position against teams like the Ravens. Strategy adjustments. Tubbs tweaking coverage to counter the rule's closer alignments, reducing speed gaps, per Chiefs.com. Expect more directional kicks to pin returners, targeting a 40% return rate inside the 20, per ESPN's Kevin Seifert. Royals college return tape, 24.8 yards per return, adds juice, per Arrowhead Pride, while Remigio's 21 returns in 2024 make him a lock, per game-changing opportunities. Better field position from returns could add 3 to 6 points per game, per PFF, critical in the Chiefs' 11 one-score wins in 2024, per StatMuse. Butker's 67.4% touchback rate, per Next Gen Stats, may drop to prioritize coverage, but his 4 for 4 postseason FGs ensure clutch kicks, per CBS Sports. X's at KC Sports Network predicts Royals breaking a 50-yard return by Week 4. Special teams could swing tight games, but coverage must tighten to avoid big returns. Let's wrap it up, Chiefs Kingdom. The 2025 NFL rules, dynamic kickoffs, overtime shifts, Hawkeye, and replay tweaks, tilt toward offense, and the Chiefs are built to capitalize. Mahomes' quick strike passing, boosted by Simmons and Moore's protection, could hit 4,200 yards, with Pacheco's run game balancing the attack, per PFF. The defense faces shorter fields but can counter with McDuffie's picks and Jones' pressures, aiming for 19 points allowed per game, per ESPN Stats. Special teams, with Remigio and Royals, could flip field position, adding 3 to 6 points per game, per PFF. These rules favor Kansas City's adaptability, projecting 11-6, a 10th straight AFC West title, and a 79.2% playoff shot, per ESPN BET. But challenges, O-line youth, secondary depth, and a brutal schedule, Eagles, Ravens, Lions, cap their Super Bowl odds at 25%, with the Ravens or Eagles as threats, per Fox Sports. Reed's history of adjusting, 66.7% win rate post-playoff losses, gives confidence, per SI. The Chiefs' dynasty thrives on evolution, and 2025's rules are just another hurdle. I'm calling an AFC championship run, with Mahomes, Tubb, and Spags leaning into the new dynamics. Chiefs Kingdom, what's your take? How will these rules shape KC's season? Drop your predictions in the comments, hit that notification bell, and check our Chiefs offensive strategy video linked below. Stay loud. Subscribe, like, comment, #Chiefs Kingdom.